Let me ask you a question, family. Are you a member of the Tiger's Nest subscription team? If the answer is no, well, you are really missing out. First of all, the Tiger's Nest subscription is only $25 per month. And you will receive, listen to this, each and every episode of our nightly radio program, The Tiger's Nest, information, inspiration, and a lot more. In addition to this, advanced subscription will give you a copy of all of our video documentaries, whether they be full length or short, to include A Penny Neck, The Night of the Black Tiger, and The Santa Claus Massacre, just to name a few, all for free. You will also receive every new upcoming video documentary, again, whether it be full length or short, for only $25 per month as a subscriber to the Tiger's Nest. But wait, there is more, much more. All books written by myself, Honorable Priest Isaac, will be given for free to all subscribers, including our upcoming books. All of our subscribers will have free access to all of our special events, lectures, webinars, and conferences that are valued $100 or less. And this access again will be for free. Plus, all of our one-time payment courses, for example, Ancient Astronomy and the Evolution Motivational Business course, will be for half price to all our Tiger's Nest subscribers. Wow! All of this and more for a subscription of only $25 per month. Now listen to this. You could also get a 6-month or an annual subscription plan, which will be much more economical. Family, this is it. For more information, in fact, to sign up and become a subscriber, visit our website, priestisaacInstitute.com, or just send me an email, priestisaacInstitute@gmail.com, and become a subscriber to the Tiger's Nest. And never miss another episode again, plus much, much, much more. Blessed love.
Oh, yes, blessed love. Do give thanks. I'm very thankful for each and everyone who has taken the time to join us today. Of course, you know, we glorify Negus and Nagas, the Mawe Haile Selassie. I welcome you into the nest, the Tiger's Nest. Of course, this is Radio Anu, the international flavor, the universal spice, broadcasting on priestisaacInstitute.com. That is the website of the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge. And of course, your humble servant, Honorable Priest Isaac, here with you. Royal family, today we will be having the official fundraiser for the Preserve the Generation to Come. Of course, this is going to be a full day of good vibration and meditation, but I would like to begin with a speech, at least the excerpt of a speech given by His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, taken from the book many ones are familiar with, selected speeches of His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie I. And he is speaking about education, higher education, education and investment. And I quote, education is costly, and higher education is the most costly of all. But it is also an investment, and a very profitable investment. And the money spent in coordinating, strengthening, and expanding higher education in Ethiopia is well invested. We are proud of our people's recognition of the value of education. their concerted effort in the building of schools and other social activities is most gratifying. Educational institutions, unlike business enterprises, do not exist and operate for profits in dollars and cents. They exist to perform public services, and they are judged by the effectiveness and economy with which they perform these services. To the Board of Governors, to the administrators, we recommend economy so that the benefits of the university can be enjoyed by as many of our young men and women as possible. Give thanks. Name of the Black Christ, King Selassie, Jah, Rastafari. And of course, we will revisit such a speech even before we conclude today. Now, Royal Family, as I said, we will be presenting the document, Preserve the Generations to Come. And that will be in the definite climax of the program as such. But let me just remind everyone that this is a exercise that we are doing today, a fundraising exercise. And let me be clear, this is under the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge. No other organization. The Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge is conducting this fundraising event. And the fundraising event specifically is going towards the Preserve the Generation to Come activities. I will be presenting the Preserve the Generation to Come document within this program, so each and everyone will have a good comprehension of what we are speaking of. Now, again, going forward, I want to be clear. This is definitely going out to my tribe. Now, my tribe is not necessarily the Bobo Shanti tribe or the Rasta tribe or the conscious tribe. Your tribe, right, is the people that are with you. Your tribe are the people that support you. Your tribe, these are the people that contribute to you, your well-wishers, your real well-wishers, not the wishing well, but the well-wishers, those who literally do something to show you that, hey, we are wishing you well. So I really do not want to spend too much time on the naysayers. I may find a moment or two because they are always around. But for sure, again, this conversation is more so for those who understand the value of what is being done and understand where we need to go as it relates to the generations to come. Now, even if you are a naysayer, it's all right. You can stick around. I am sure you will learn something. Now, before we go into the depths, let me just show the royal family exactly how ones can contribute. And let me highlight, of course, the brand new magazine, Kidemi, the brand new magazine, Kidemi. Of course, I know everyone by now should have already taken a look at the magazine. It's right there on the website. So from you visit the website, once you visit Radio Anu, you will come across the magazine, Kidemi. Of course, 2024 officially launched on the 17th day of August. For those who have not taken the time to go through this magazine, please find the time to do such, and keep in mind, you not only have the flip book version of the magazine, but you could also get the PDF scroll. For those who have been asking how to get the PDF scroll, all you have to do is email us, Priest Isaac Institute at gmail.com. That's Priest Isaac Institute at gmail.com, and you will definitely get a copy of the PDF scroll. That's the scroll version. Many ones prefer the scroll version, like myself, as I would say, from time to time. So we definitely give thanks. Now, what I would like to highlight within the magazine itself, you can go specifically to the page that has donate now. This is right in the magazine. This is just to make it easy for you. You could email us, of course, priestisaacInstitute@gmail.com, and you could clearly let us know that, well, we are here to contribute towards the preserve the generations to come. Or you could, as I said, literally go to the magazine. The magazine is designed in such a way that you press the different links, you press donate now, it carries you straight to the area that you need to go to, so you can utilize whether it's your PayPal, whether it's your Visa, whether it's your MasterCard, whether it's your CashApp, whether it's your all this other stuff that's there. Yeah, it carries you straight to that. You have any issues, you have any problems, again, you can just email us, priestisaacInstitute@gmail.com, and let us know, well, yeah, this is what we want to do. We'd like to donate towards the cause. Give us some assistance here to get that done. And let me also highlight, remember, as I said in the preview for this program, that no matter what the contribution is, we will match your contribution with a product or a service or services or products from our store. So in fact, throughout this presentation here today, we will be highlighting some of the different products that we have. So for example, you just saw the Tiger's Nest radio program being highlighted. Remember, the Tiger's Nest radio program is a program that comes to you every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. You have a monthly subscription for the Tiger's Nest radio program. You have a 6-month subscription, and you have an annual subscription. I think the annual subscription may be 150 or something of the sorts, but whatever it is, if you were to donate 150, now this is today, and this is going until 6 p.m. sunset, Monday, the 26th of August. I want everybody to be clear. The offer that we're giving here with the donation will come to an end at 6 p.m. That's on Monday, the 26th day of August, which is, well, tomorrow at least, at the official premiering of this. Now, hear me good. So you say you donate 150 and you decide that, listen, I would like to match that 150 with a year's worth of the Tiger's Nest subscription. That's it. Or if you want to match it with something else that we have to offer, you could even take it from the food store. Remember, we have a holistic food store where you have the different items that you desire, whether it's your cashew nuts, whether it's your almond nuts, whether it's your agave, your honey, whatever it is, you can order. And of course, as I said, we would balance whatever your contribution is. So whether it's $20, $50, $500, remember we have international courses. Our next archaeoastronomy course will be in November. Remember the archaeoastronomy course. These are the courses when you leave wherever you are and you literally come here to Antigua. So the course, I think right now it may be somewhere between 800 and 1,000. That's for the full course. That's for you coming here, accommodations, meals, other things involved in that, plus the literal 7-day course where we literally go to Greencastle Hill and we, do the alignments, everything that's a part of the course. That's the archaeoastronomy course. That's not the ancient astronomy course that we do online. That's, I think, about $200 for that course. But I'm just trying to show you, no matter what you contribute, there is something that can match your contribution. I mean, if you contribute $1 million, well, you can get at least 1,000 of your friends to come on the course and we can fill it up. But of course, I'm very serious. It's not a joke at all, because this is a very serious mission that we're on. Of course, in a few moments, I will be laying out really what the agenda is all about. But I'm just starting off the program by just letting you know, as I said, this program is for my tribe. This program is for everyone, but it's my tribe. I'm really reaching out to people that we know will reach back out. People that don't need no long explanation. People you don't have to go and show them something, because more than likely they would have seen it before, because they're always with you. And I'm very thankful for these individuals. Let me be clear, they ain't necessarily Rasta. They ain't necessarily black people. They ain't necessarily quote unquote conscious, but they're people that have a heart. They're people that see the value in the work that is being done here at the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge. And we give thanks for ones like such. Now, of course, there's an aftermath in everything we do. Of course, anything as it relates to funds and relates to a program, I think everyone can agree that we are extremely transparent. I mean, obviously, we do several things, even investments that we do. Some of you invest with us, and everyone is satisfied. So, I mean, our record is very clear. In fact, I'm going to begin by highlighting even our essay competition. This will be the 12th year of us doing the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge essay competition. It was not always called that. It was just, Priest Isaac's essay competition once upon a time. But with the official formation of the Institute, it has become that. So again, let me be clear, this fundraising event is under the auspices of the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge. This is a registered organization, registered as an international educational institute. I want to be clear. And the event that we are having here is a legal event. This is an organization and an institute that is well up to date in all of its necessary contributions to its society. I just want to be clear. So as we make sure everyone understands that, we are going forward officially with the program for today. So once again, you could just open the magazine, the brand new magazine. And again, before I leave this magazine, for those who do not know, we just once again officially launched the brand new digital magazine entitled Kidemi. And within Kidemi, you have basically a lot of the, I would say, standing principles of our institute. We highlight our educational programs. We highlight our different philosophies. We highlight, of course, as you could see, wellness and healthy start with daily living. And of course, anything, again, as I said, that is a part of our understanding, our outlooks, our belief. We have a beautiful article here on Thomas Sankara. We have a beautiful article on Marcus Messiah Garvey, the cosmic man. In fact, that's the chief article for this issue. And another issue is very close on the heels of this one. So make sure you read this one before the other one. And make sure you start to collect them now, because they'll be coming in rapid formation. I'm talking about the magazine, Kidemi. Now, what I would like to do is to highlight to you what was done this previous year for the essay competition. Now, family, again, let me just be clear. This is not about the essay competition. And as it relates to our fundraising practices, I think I should put this on the table right away. Now, every year, at least for the past, 3 years, this will be the 4th year, we have an event. We would have had an event, and we will be having an event entitled Patrons Day. This is done around the time of the coronation of Menelik II, which is really the 3rd of November. And Patrons Day really is to assist. I want you to get me good, family. Patrons Day really is to assist in the fundraising aspect of our annual Priest Isaac's essay competition. Now, I have to say assist, because that is not the only avenue that we utilize. Now, this is a national essay competition, and it is done again within the nation of Antigua and Barbuda. So we definitely go to the public, we go to the business sector, we go to the private sector and public sector, all the different sectors that they have. to see what assistance we can get from our community to put on this specific activity, which is the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge essay competition. I want to give you a quick history of it so you understand where it's coming from. Now, as I said, this will be the 12th year. What was happening prior to that? At least 5 years prior to that, I would have been advocating. Your brother has been advocating for a while. It's not yesterday that I've been writing letters. I would have been advocating for African history at that time to be placed in the schools. Of course, I was still a bit green with many different things, but I knew I had a heart to see African history placed in the schools. So I would have written letters to the Department of Education, the Ministry of Education. At that time, it was not the government that is in power now. And I would have requested interviews with the Minister of Education and so forth and so fifth. I would have made calls. I would have done many different things, trying my best to see what can be done as it relates to the curriculum that is in the schools to get African history somewhere in the midst of it so we can spark the mind of the children. That's basically it. So that wasn't really happening. In fact, the education minister at the time, that was one, the Honorable Jackie Quinn, that's a Sister Jackie Quinn. She clearly told me that the CXC, which is the Caribbean Examination Council, would reject that idea. That's basically what was told to me. And at that time, I decided that no, we have to do something better than this. So I created the Priest Isaac's essay competition around the time of February, which is African History Month. Now, that's not the only reason why I really created that. There were certain things happening in the society as it related to the youths at that time. This is, as I said, 12 years ago. And I knew from my studying, I knew from my knowledge, I knew from my research, a people that is void of knowledge of themselves, a people who have no understanding of their history and their culture, paraphrasing Marcus Messiah Garvey, is a tree without a root. And you understand the value of roots to trees. The roots is what takes the minerals from the earth and nourishes the tree. The root is what pulls the water from the soil and sends it up to the tree, to the shoots, to the leaf, to the fruit and everything. So the roots, very important to the life of a tree. You understand? You take the root from the tree, there's no more tree. The leaves drop off. The fruits, well, that's the end of that. No flowers. The tree is just good maybe for firewood or for a lamp post, but there's no life. Even if it's standing up, there's no life whatsoever in the tree anymore. And that is what happens when a people is robbed of the knowledge of who they really are. And I realized that from such time. That is why I always use the example of Brother Frantz Fanon in the book, The Wretched of the Earth. Because in that book, he said, that in the voodoo tradition, remember voodoo is something that we scorn. It's something that we say, oh no, we don't want to have nothing to do with that voodoo and obia and all of these things. Ancient African traditions, according to what he said in the book, as it relates to the voodoo tradition, when a brother is to see his brother's wife and have some sort of ungodly or lustful thought as it relates to his brother's wife, no one would have to come and condemn him. No one would have to come and tell him, well, man, we knew what you were thinking. We could read your mind. No, he himself would judge himself and even go to the family and recompense for the wrong that he would have done. Now, I don't know exactly how that would have been done. I don't know if he would tell his brother, you don't even know what I was thinking about your wife. I don't know. But what I know is that shows us the reality of what the elders taught us, that we never had in our language a word for rape. We never had in our language a word for even prison at a specific time. You know, you can get this information in the book, for example, The Destruction of the Black Civilization by Chancellor Williams. We never had these words. And that is to show you the type of society that we used to have. Now, many people may listen to this and say, oh, come on, what do you mean? So the fella look at his brother's wife and he, you know, I mean, he had a little dirty thought. And you're gonna tell me he's gonna go and tell them what he was thinking and say he's sorry? Never heard such foolishness, yeah? Read your Bible. Christ himself said that in the days of Moses, when a man committed adultery, it was stone him and burn him alive and all sorts of punishments. But Christ said, but this is a different time. That from the time you think, verily, verily, I say unto you, as a man thinketh, so is he. So from you think about it, you have already committed the sin, as it is said, what you perceive, you have already achieved. This is right in your Bible. I know I'm adding a bit to it and paraphrasing a lot, but you know the scripture. He clearly told them, this is a different time. All you have to do is think about it. The fact that you think about doing it, you have already done it. That's Christ. And that is the science, that is the culture, that is the moral standings of the voodoo society. The same society that we scorn. Christ must have been a voodoo practitioner, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You understand? So what I'm saying is that that's African heritage. That's African history. Education, we read it at the beginning and we will read it again. Haile Selassie showed the importance of education, you know, and everyone knows education is the key. Not because you don't go to school doesn't mean you're not being educated. Education doesn't start at school and it doesn't stop when the bell rings. That's just a formalized, systematic way of education. But when you're walking home from school or catching the bus or your mommy is picking you up in the SUV, you're still being educated. Whatever she's listening to on the radio, you're being educated. Whatever you go home and watch on the TV, you're being educated. What's the latest video game? You're being educated. Just listening to your friends, you are being educated. And of course, what you are educated with, you're going to teach them now. They're being educated by you. Education is a serious thing. That's why in certain countries, they would have banned the television and United States program, these same countries that the US go to war with. Them Vietnams and them places there and bomb them out because they don't want to watch Sesame Street. That's how serious education is. Bring your best to our universities. We'll make them some good servants of society. No, I'm serious, man. You don't know how it is here. Not because we laugh. There's nothing funny here. So we understood from that time that education, right education, even if it's just to get a subject in the school, that would help the process. That would alleviate, maybe not overnight, but over time, even the wayward behavior amongst the youth. Let me be clear here. All of these projects you hear me speak of, before I even come and say anything to you, I present them to the government of the day. I mean, I'm sure if I was to look back, I have files upon files upon files upon files of letters over the years. Every single time we do the essay competition, we provide a budget, hoping that one day it would be a part of the literal budget provided for the educational department for the year. Because although the essay competition may get a little 5,000, a little 8,000, that's usually what we put into it. I usually craft up a budget that maybe is 15,000, 17,000, and that's still small. No, that is very small. I mean, I craft it up maybe just knowing where I am. But this needs millions of dollars. I'm speaking of the essay competition. I'm not even speaking of preserve the generations to come. We haven't gotten there yet, you know. I'm speaking of the essay competition that we do every year. This activity is not a fundraising event for the essay competition. I want to be clear here. We do that every November. And around that time, and we do that on a different level. I'm just trying to show you where the mind frame is, why it is we do these things and the other avenues that we would have taken as it relates to these projects. So that's why I'm showing it to you now, that we present this to the relevant authorities. Because you see, if the essay competition is a project that has some value, which it does, and it can affect the psyche of children, which it does. It does. And you see, I want you to keep in mind, even if you just take a look at some of these pictures here on the screen, it shows you what it is. It's not just a competition now. I have literally over the years, if you want to say, how should I put it, devised a technique where we do our best to find our way into the schools so that we can, I would say, inspire the young ones. Many ones are not aware of how many children are inspired when they literally, you know, see you come into their school and you give a speech and they can say, yes, we learned something from Priest Isaac, or we learned something specifically today from the Rastafari community children. So you can see we go to several schools. These are different schools that we literally visit during the time of February. You know, when we started this, people were burning fire on me. Say, oh, bonfire and Black History Month. Elders, oh, we know every day is Black History. And I mean, I know that. But Rastafari, you got to be strategic. You have to be militant. This is Menelik II, and you got to be a diplomat. This is why some of us can't reach nobody. The people them that were burning fire, they haven't rose one dead from the grave. You understand? Look at children here holding up the picture of the Ignish. Everyone here, and that they learned about the Ignish. All of these 10-year-olds, 9-year-olds, 8-year-olds, 7-year-olds, they learned about the Ignish. We went to different schools where you have all sorts of different ethnicities, learning about African history, African heritage, African culture. You understand? What I realized was that um, uh, February, African History Month, you know, we like to follow everybody business. I agree every day is African History Day. Come on, man. This is me you're speaking to. But what I realized is that I realized at the time was that the society was gravitating to this African History Month. You know, that is why these young ones have on their dashiki and all of that. When I was younger, going to these same schools, nothing like that was on the table. You crazy? Africa, who you know Africa? Look, Africa. You know, in fact, around here they try to cover it up now and call it Black History Month. It's a very cynical kind of vibes, and they try to speak now of Black Antiguan history, which to me is a shame. You want to wait until February to talk about Black Antiguan history when Antiguan history is Black people history. But because African history is showing its way now in the month of February, oh, let's cover it with Black history, you know, and they try to speak about the Black Antiguan heroes during the month of February. This is another thing. This is actually another conversation, you know, how they try to suppress African history and try to cover it with the Black Antiguan history. And you may say, but brother, what's wrong with your Black Antiguan history? Again, you're speaking to me. In the midst of me advocating for African history in the schools, I have also been advocating for the history of this nation in the schools as well, because all of this is African history. Now, saying that to say, we don't have no history as it relates to this nation in the school curriculum. None. Can you imagine that? I mean, come on, think about that. Not even the history of Antigua and Barbuda is in the schools. But now African History Month in February has somewhat taken root here. And that is only because of people like myself and other ones of conscious realms who would have been on the radio and speaking of African history and Carter G. Woodson, etc., etc. This is why now the society have maybe just humbled themselves and say, yeah, let us accept the African History Month February business because we see it on BET. Yeah. But no African History Month, Black History Month. And we don't want to hear this, eh? This is their anthem. We don't want to hear about Sojourner Truth. We don't want to hear Malcolm X and Martin Luther King. Let's talk about our Black heroes right here in Antigua. Shameful. Shame. Shame. You're going to wait till February to do that. What about March and April and May? Eh? June and July? Who you speaking about during those months? Christopher Columbus and John Hawkins, because that's what they teach us in school. I'm just trying to show you the reality, family, what is going on. So in a sense, this has become like a fight on the battlefield for the minds of the youth. When these killers go to war all over the world, I'm talking about guns and bombs war, they say they're fighting for the hearts and the minds of people. The hearts and the minds of people with guns and bombs. Let me just read something here for you and let us move on. I think you have gotten the point. If not, you're getting the point. And again, family, this is from the magazine Kidemi. I hope everyone has full joy the magazine Kidemi. And of course, this is why we have to work together. Many of you listening, you may not contribute today. You just give thanks. How about assisting us to share this magazine? Not just with a friend, share it with an enemy too. Share it on your WhatsApp group. Just share the magazine. Share it on your email, list, because this is the good news. And you full joy it. I know that. That's why you're here, You love what we do. That's or else you would not be here. This has been premiering for some while now. You would have been gone. So you love what's going on. Share this link, like the video, the thumbs up stuff, and help other people. Don't be selfish about it. So if you cannot contribute to the works that is taking place, well, at least share it. Let someone else hear that may contribute because you love the work. And I'm sure you'd like to see progress. That's what it's all about, family. And we have not even reached to the subject as such of the day. So let me just read this quickly. Just giving you an outlook of exactly what took place. Just quickly, Priest Isaac's 11th annual African History Month, African History and Heritage Month essay competition. Thanks to all our sponsors this year who filled us with great support in the decision to empower youth through our annual African Heritage Program. Our organizers encourage schools to enter their students into the Priest Isaac's African History and Heritage Essay Competition. The youths were asked to engage in the essay competition to research and write about African heritage in a personal narrative. The prize-giving ceremony was held on April 14, 2024 at 4 p.m. It was opened to the public by RSVP only. This year's winners, was Naisha Chidik. In first form, she was 12 years of age. Trinisha Greenaway, first form, 12 years of age. And Madison Wilkins, fourth form, 15 years of age. Just giving you an idea. It says here, every year we host our annual African Heritage Essay Competition in our community, where the majority of the youth are of African ancestry. We encourage them, to write a research paper on the importance of maintaining the awareness that we are of African ancestry. The essay competition is designed to fuel the process of connecting Black youths to their African heritage and culture. The year 2025, which will be our 12th year of hosting the competition. And of course, we are already into that season. Every year we provide prizes such as laptops, tablets, scholarships, food packages, vacation experiences, and so on. This was obviously designed not only to attract the youth, but to motivate the parents, guardians to encourage the child slash children. You understand, Royal Family, what it's all about here. And the judging criteria, let me just go through that for you. All youths are divided into three groups: the seniors, the intermediates, and the juniors. The ages range from 7 to 17. As was said earlier, each of the previous 11 years of this competition, we have provided private prizes such as laptops, tablets, etc. These prizes are allocated through contributions from individuals and organizations of goodwill, such as you and yours, and of course the Priest Isaac Institute of Holistic Knowledge. But as I said, family, you're looking at something like this. If it's really positive, this should be throughout the island. And this needs a budget of millions of dollars. It needs airtime on the television. Airtime, the way that I hear certain programs and fetes advertise, some of them sponsored by the authorities on the air, these political functions and rallies and motorcades, all of that stuff. A lot of money goes into that stuff. So a lot of money can go into positive education where we have billboards on the street, where we have pamphlets, we have magazines. Obviously, we can do it. Where we have a regular announcement at the schools, where we can even prepare documentaries, pardon me, highlighting the importance of their Afrocentricity. But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself because I've gone into the preserve the generations to come document, and that is where I want to go now. All right, family, give thanks for your presence with us. Let me just say, we're getting into the meat of it now. I hope everyone is patiently humbling with I just needed to take some time to give you a foundation of what the work is all about, where the mind frame is as we go deeper. Now, remember, family, those who will be making their contribution, of course, you can email us, Priest Isaac Institute at gmail.com if you find that easier to do. But as I said already, you could also just go straight to the magazine. And remember, within the magazine, there is a space. Oh my, I'm just auditing my prosperity here. All right. Remember, you can order your prosperity right from the book as well. It takes you straight to the website. And of course, you could just order your prosperity online. All right. That wasn't the intention a moment ago, though. But for sure, right behind the prosperity page, you have, don't laugh. I have my prosperity right here. See my prosperity here. In fact, let me take a little sip of my prosperity. You see? Mm-hmm. Got to take a little while to speak. Yes, I prosperity. So if you make a contribution, the value of the prosperity, you get the prosperity. And that's it. So if your contribution is the value of the prosperity and you want the prosperity, you can get the prosperity, you understand. So today now, and remember now, this is until 6 p.m. on Monday. So in other words, I mean, if you're listening to this after Monday, 6 p.m., you could still make a contribution. Remember, it's a contribution. When you contribute, you don't really look for something really in return because you're contributing to a cause. But we are saying that for those who are contributing today as this program is happening, so those of you who have already contributed, those of you who will be contributing when the program is done, and those of you who will be contributing again before the sunset or 6 p.m. on Monday the 26th, which is Eastern Caribbean time I'm speaking of, those who will be contributing before that time, whatever the amount you contribute, you will receive the balance, not the balance, but we would back it or with items or services that we offer. So I will give you a good idea of the different services that we offer. I would give you a good idea of the different products that we offer, which you already know. And once you can choose, we have a lot of things to choose from, really, maybe more than you know. You just have to take the time to go through the website and really see what we offer. Remember, we have vacation packages too, you know. So if you're thinking of making a serious $5,000, $10,000 contribution, we have vacation packages if you want to balance it off with that. But that is until 6 p.m. So obviously, we will be taking what would be really our profit and putting it back into the project that we are speaking about. And that's what we do all the time, eh? That's what we do all the time. Again, that's why at the beginning of the program, I said, this program is really for my tribe, the people who understand what I'm doing. Everyone has a tribe, you know. You are a part of many different tribes. Whoever you support, whoever you stand with, whoever, and the support can be moral support to them. Some people will never contribute, but when I said press the link, they press the link and they are, while I'm speaking, they are sharing the link. That's my tribe too. Don't worry about that. They're my tribe. They tell people, hey, you need to listen to this. That's my tribe. Your tribe buys from you. Your tribe supports you. Your tribe wants to see you succeed. You understand? You have an event like this and you call for your tribe. This is something that came out like an emergency, you know, and you will see why in a moment. This was not a part of the annual plan. As you know, family, we do not ask for contributions. Let's be clear, you know that. That is not a part of us. Even though we have a donation page, you don't hear us say, remember to donate and CashApp, and you don't hear that. If you hear that, it's one out of 1,000 presentations. Maybe I remember and say, hey, you can send something to the CashApp to strengthen the work if you want to, you know. But what you hear us do, people complain that we sell too much. That's good. I like that. You need to sell too much too. What, you don't have nothing to sell? I don't see nobody trying to sell me nothing. Sell, man. Sell. You use your talent and get talents. You know we promote that highly. But again, that's the next aspect of us as a people that we are missing, as if we are afraid to be business people. So that's why sometimes when we have events like this, the naysayers who afraid money, oh, somebody asking for money. Come on, give me a break. Yeah? When they're robbing us blind in the Congo, yeah? When they're robbing us blind in Sudan, some of us, our minds not even there. Yeah? All of these things need to be addressed. But if we can't even rise our little street, our little village, our little community, how we expect to talk about we liberated Africa from people that have missile launching, rocket launching missiles and tanks and biological warfare and the enemy at home that is fueling the corruption in the land. When we gonna begin to strategize to stop that? We far off, eh? We don't even know which generation we waiting for now. Family, in fact, no, let me go straight to this. I want you to take a listen to this and we will take it from there.
Priest Isaac is speaking out against the recent spate of violence in the country. He says the abandoning of an all-of-society approach to raising our children and youth is to blame.
Yes, we can speak of beefing up surveillance and security, which is understood. But for much too long, we as a community have turned a blind eye to the concept that we speak so much about of it takes a village to raise a child.
He also laments the moral structure that guides our societal values has consequently been lost.
We are now a society of trees without roots, a society and people void of their true history, void of their true culture, and even the moral principles that are enshrined in our journey.
Priest Isaac urges all citizens to play their part in creating a brighter future for young people.
In a nation that is less than 200 square miles, and no more than 150,000 people, we can create long-lasting programs that will assure us of a brighter future for the youth to come.
He notes that the Rastafari community has executed various programs to help preserve and educate the nation's youth.
12 years ago, we launched the Priest Isaac's African History Month essay competition to encourage youths in the research of their history and heritage. Our international homeschool programs plus our astronomy courses have inspired many young minds internationally to keep rising to the top.
He pledges their continued support for the national agenda on youth development.
We of the Rastafari Nation are willing and ready to assist our society and the nation's government with any structural program that is geared at edifying and inspiring the youth.
Andrea Athel de Souza, ABS News.
I'll give thanks, Andrea Athel de Souza, for that contribution there.
Urges all citizens to play their part.
Yes, for that contribution there. And the news report, of course, entitled ABS TV, Honorable Priest Isaac addresses the nation youth crime and violence in Antigua. So you can check it out anytime you get a chance. Now, I'm going to go into the document that we are highlighting, Preserve the Generations to Come. Before that, for those who are just coming in, give thanks for your coming in. I began the program, and I hope I've not been too long. I know some of you expected a little lengthy presentation. Well, it is, but I'm going to try my best. Although now we're into the meat of it, I'm still going to try my best to see how we can conclude. But it's very important that you understand what we're talking about here. You know, it's very important that you see our heart, Rastafari. I don't know if many people comprehend, but we don't have this as a joke at all. This is not entertainment. This is not play. This is Rastafari. When you see I accepted Haile Selassie the first, I knew that I was at war. Again, this is Menelik the second here again. This is Ras Alula here again. This is McKinnon here again. We're on the battlefield. We understand that, Not because it's not guns and bombs, and in certain regions it's that too. But it doesn't change the reality that it's war. Reading, writing, and arithmetic. WAR, it's war. If you don't figure it out, just take your time. Go over it again. You'll see what I'm saying. I'm just going to read quickly here again. We read this at the beginning. Haile Selassie from Selected Speeches of His Imperial Majesty Haile Selassie I. You should watch this whole program from the beginning, and we will be re-premiering this again at least 2 times before the 6 p.m. Lifeline, not deadline. No one dying here. Lifeline on August the 26th. Interesting date, time. Education and investment. Education is costly, and higher education is the most costly of all. But it's also an investment, a very profitable investment. And the money spent in coordinating, strengthening, and expanding higher education in Ethiopia is well invested. We are proud of our people's recognition of the value of education. Let me repeat that too, because I am. We are proud. Those who are already contributing, man. Yeah. Give thanks. I tell you, our tribe, we have our tribe. We are proud of our people's recognition of the value of education, their concerted effort in the building of schools, and listen to this part, in our case, and other social activities is most gratifying. Educational institutions, unlike business enterprises, do not exist and operate for profits in dollars and cents. They exist to perform public services, and they are judged by the effectiveness and economy with which they perform these services. You understand? I wonder if you get that. It's clear. They exist to perform public services, and they are judged by the effectiveness and economy with which they perform these services. All of these universities that you see all around the world, these, oh, this is Oxford, this is Yale, Princeton University, all of them are funded heavily by their government, which is their people. Let me continue with the King's speech, and then to the board, continuing, blessed, to the board of governors, to the administrators, we recommend economy so that the benefits of the university can be enjoyed by as many of our young men and women as possible. As I was saying, all of these top-notch, and we'll get back to this because there's a bit more I want to add. All these universities, institutes of learning everywhere in the world, they're funded because their people, whoever they may be, and whoever understands the value of their education and the agenda that they have. But we don't have no agenda. We're happy to just send our kids to school. Even if our child comes and says, I got my degree, certificate. I am an Army now. I'm a general major in the U.S. Army and in the Navy. Oh, that's my boy. In the Navy, that's my boy. Whose Navy? Uncle Sam, we proud of that, eh? He has made it. And I mean, our situation may have been so dire, squalor, in the mud, that even if one of us escaped to become a soldier in the army to go fight in Iraq, Afghanistan, Vietnam, or wherever else they go, that makes mommy proud. That's really dread. But anyway, again, getting ahead of myself, I would like to present, family, at least in most part, the document I put together a little more than a year ago, entitled Preserve the Generations to Come. Now, I would have launched this program on the 3rd of November last year, on Patriots Day, for those of you who remember. And like all of the documentations that I put together, as it relates to my society, I really present it to the authorities, which would be the government. And when I say authority, it may be the Ministry of Education, it may be the Ministry of the Environment, depending on what I'm talking about. That could be Greencastle Hill. It could be the Department of Environment. It could be the Department of Education, which is different than the Ministry of Education. It could also be the Director of Education, which is different than the Minister of Education. So I don't want no one to just take all of what I'm saying and put it into one ball and misunderstand what I'm trying to tell you, family. I'm strategically on the mission that you see your brother on. Let me just put it that way. So, but I want to be clear here. I also, like I'm doing now, present all these documentations, all ideas, all proposals. I present it to the people too. So when people talk about, oh, the government this and the government that, the people need to check themselves. Because the last time I checked, the people are supposed to be the government too. and they have more people on the street than they have in the quote-unquote government. The less than 20 people that fit into the room that they call the cabinet room. I mean, there are thousands of people outside in the society. So that is why, again, this is the 12th year we're doing the essay competition. Not that government would not have assisted, and let me be clear, I would not say government as government would have ever assisted the essay competition. For the government to assist that, that means the essay competition would have received its own budget. The present sitting Prime Minister, which is the Honorable Gaston Brown, he personally would have assisted the essay competition on more than one occasion. In fact, in the initial stage of Radio Anu, he would have also assisted in that, as well as he would have assisted Rastafari Experience Antigua in its early age or early stage. And I mean financially as well. And I mean, there are a few others, even on the quote-unquote opposition side, that would have assisted financially as well. And I don't want to turn this into like no roll call of no politicians that would have assisted in it. But these are individual contributions to what we are doing. And these individual contributions for sure cannot sail the boat. You understand? You need hundreds like even their contributions. You need hundreds like that to even sail the boat properly. But I'm just trying to show you, you know, what may have been done just in case you are critiquing. But that's not really what we are looking for. We're thankful for those who have a heart. We're looking for a society to come on board. We're looking for legislations to be passed. We're looking for this to go to the parliament, and we say, hey, we need to put this essay competition as a part of our agenda. But anyway, this is more than the essay competition. This is preserve the generations to come. This is what should be a part of our standing curriculum, not the essay competition. The essay competition is a part of this. Now, I want you to listen to this, family. And this is, again, the document entitled Preserve the Generation to Come. And, of course, prepared and presented by the Priest Isaacs Institute of Holistic Knowledge. I will read. Preserve the Generations to Come, prepared by the Honorable Priest T.O.N. Isaac. The Preserve the Generations to Come campaign, because it's a campaign, is a project designed to assist a geopolitical nation in preserving its youth for generations to come, mentally, physically, and spiritually. I wonder if you understand that preface there. It's a document, it's a campaign, first of all. This is the document highlighting the campaign. And the campaign, family, is a project designed to assist a geopolitical nation, not just Antigua and Barbuda, anywhere that the oppressed people are, in preserving its youth for generations to come, mentally, physically, and spiritually. The nation of Antigua and Barbuda is made up of predominantly people of African descent. Yet still no emphasis is given to our African history and heritage in our classrooms. Follow me, fam, please. His Excellency, the Right Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey, has taught us a people without knowledge of self is like a tree without roots. Our people have not been given knowledge of self as the education system prepared by our former colonial masters was not designed to give us such, which is knowledge of self. Let me make sure I'm sharing this with you. Okay, good. All right, sometimes you gotta even make sure your mic is on. Hey, give thanks, family. Remember, this is also to be heard on Radio Anu for those of you who prefer listening to Radio Anu. And when this program is done, I'm inviting you to join us on Radio Anu. I'll be giving a beautiful presentation, special Tiger's Nest. Everyone need to come over, to Radio Anu when this program is done. So Radio Anu, the link is in the description below for those who are not already on Radio Anu, and join us on Radio Anu, the international flavor, the universal spice. Very good. Now listen. Our proposal aims to address the void in the system by bringing to the table steps that, if taken, will improve the standard and quality of our youth for generations to come. I will repeat, family. Remember, this is not just to the government. I go on radio programs, I go on television. Well, you know, we have our own media here, but I use the other media houses that are available to me. You understand? We print this pamphlet, everything, so the people, so our brothers and sisters who are not in political office would understand that you can assist us as well in getting this to the forefront. So this is about us. Once again, our proposal aims to address the void, there's a void, in the system by bringing to the table steps. So we're bringing steps to the table that, if taken, will improve the standard and quality of our youth for generations to come. How many of you just listened to the clip a moment ago from the news a few nights ago that was highlighting the presentation I made? Now, many of you would have seen the literal presentation. I'm talking about the presentation I made, not just presentation, my reaction, my comments as it relates to the uptick in violence in Antigua. This is not the whole of it, obviously. This is just a news clip.
Priest Isaac is speaking out against the recent spate of violence in the country. Priest Isaac is speaking out against the recent spate.
Those who are watching, you know what all of this is? These are the police officers just gunned down a couple of people here who were a part of a robbery. The youngest one is 18 years of age.
Of violence in the country. He says the abandoning of an all-of-society approach to raising our children and youth is to blame.
Yes, we can speak of beefing up surveillance and security, which is understood. But for much too long, we as a community have turned a blind eye to the concept that we speak so much about of it takes a village to raise a child.
He also laments the moral
All right, yes, he surely does lament that. Now, so family, as I said, in fact, the same evening that report came out, that report actually came out right after the Prime Minister, that's the Honorable Gaston Brown, gave his speech. I would have highlighted his speech while it was being broadcast live. In fact, I would have issued my speech the very same day earlier. And my speech, as you would have seen, would have made the news just after the Prime Minister's address, really, my address, or the news item concerning my address would have come on right after the Prime Minister's address that evening. You know, so the nation basically would have got a good idea of my outlook on what is taking place. But they already do, you know, they already do. Now, you see, the Prime Minister clearly said he's investing millions. Millions are going to be invested. He did speak of education on the level of, I think, rehabilitation of prisoners, and to be correct, also going into schools to create some sort of anti-gang educational program. But outside of those two aspects, I can't recall hearing in his speech any other aspects of education and any money being pumped into that. I'm just telling you what I heard, you know. As you know, I'm of the opinion that millions of dollars should go into education too. And again, this is why we have the Priest Isaacs Institute. This is why we have taken this in our hand, you know. That's what I'm doing, taking a lot into my hand as it relates to the nation where I'm at and wherever, as far as my reach can be, because this is about liberating our people. All right, let's continue. We are continuing with the Preserve the Generations to Come. Preschool. We will begin at kindergarten. The mind of a child is like that of a sponge. It will absorb as much information as it can. That information is coming from its surroundings. All buildings and walls should be designed with images that will leave a good psychological effect on the youth. You understand this? All buildings and walls should be designed with images that will leave a good psychological effect on the youth. Of course, beautiful colors are important with all aspects of nature, rivers, clouds, fish, birds, etc. We will ensure that our African culture, our African heroes, and Africa in general becomes a constant part of their visual diet. All of these images of foreign European fables and folklore cartoons in bracket should have no place in our institutions of learning. It has no value whatsoever. We will introduce higher science to our children very early. It will be packaged to suit every state of evolution. We have done this already and continually are engaged in this method as we have a very vibrant and active international homeschool program, as many of you are on. We offer astronomy, African history and heritage, biology, and other sciences. The child is not too young to develop a zeal for science. As I just mentioned, we at the Priest Isaacs Institute of Holistic Knowledge facilitate an international homeschool program. This is not the essay competition, you know, it's something else. An international homeschool program. This program is an online program and can be accessed anywhere on earth. My point here is, because you see, you know, this document is not about my program. It's something I'm offering, you know, ideas as such I'm offering to the society that we live in. So I'm just utilizing what I have done to show them what we can do. And that is why my point here is that we need to utilize technology, online programs, games, and even animated cartoons can be created to stimulate and hold the interest of the youth while edifying him or her. I'm going to repeat that. Online programs. No. My point here is that we need to utilize technology. Online programs, games, and even animated cartoons can be created to stimulate and hold the interest of the youth while edifying him or her. We will utilize our skilled young people in our society to design books, to create short documentary films, and even produce video games that can be utilized in the early stages of learning. Of course, the art of reading plus wholesome reading is very important. Instead of the European fables and nursery crimes, I have here nursery rhymes, we have enough resources to create or to source the materials needed to guide the young mind of the child towards higher education. Now, before I go into that other aspect, let me show this to you, family. Now, if you understand what we are saying here, and I have to use myself as an example once more. Now, we really are not the professionals, and I'm sure my young son, the Honorable Prince Almasi, doesn't mind if I put it like that, you know? And keep in mind, now, for example, our magazine, you understand? Our magazine, let me just take a moment here to highlight something here. Our magazine is done, of course, by the full house here at the Priest Isaacs Institute. But I must highlight the young ones because that is the discussion here. The young Prince Almasi, for sure, is the chief uh, organizer as it relates to the videography, all of the designs, the vast majority of the designs that you see. It is the young prince. The vast majority of the videos that you see, it's the young prince. You would be surprised. Well, maybe not, because I know you listen to Radio Anu. A lot of even the information I bring to you is from the research of the young princess Acacia Menin. You understand? Now, I'm saying all of that to highlight to you within the magazine itself, just the whole construct of it, it's the youth. Most of the design, the youth, the Honorable Empress Naya as well. You know, myself, it's a lot more the editing and some of the contents. But I want to highlight this. This is very important. We created a film entitled Anu, Anu the Ancient City. Of course, many of you would have seen Anu the Ancient City. This is just taking the time to upload here. Okay, Anu the Ancient City. In the magazine itself, we highlight, even as you could see, Mara Imbert, and of course, her contribution towards Antigua and the works on Green Castle Hill. But Anu the Ancient City is a, oh, I actually passed it, pardon me. Anu the Ancient City is a documentary that was created by the Institute. Look at it right here. And created by, I am the narrator. Don't worry, I'm getting to my point. Don't worry, just hold on. I am the narrator. But the videography itself was done by the Honorable Prince Alamase. He's 13 years old now, but at the time, I think he was 11. Now, the point I'm making is that this film, Anu, and let's just be clear, you know, as I said, everything we do, we bring not just to the government, we bring to our people. We have been selected by 2 international film festivals this year in South Africa as well as in Italy. And we have been selected as finalists. The one in South Africa is already completed. We didn't win, but we were selected as finalists, international. The one in Italy, the judging is not completed. We could possibly win. But I'm just trying to show you, we're not necessarily professionals. The Honorable Princess Acacia Menin just received a certificate from the University at Colorado Boulder in graphic design. But still, I don't think that will take us to the level of professionalism. But yet still, just showing you what can be done when you put your mind to it, you know? And it's not about just teaching the children book knowledge and they must remember it so they can do a test tomorrow and put it all back on the paper. No, it's about critical thinking. So my children are self-taught because I taught them to be self-thinking. So in other words, Honorable Princess Acacia Menin, as you could see, all her Swahili teachings, I didn't teach her Swahili. I started by teaching her a few words in Swahili, but then gave her the mechanism. There's a thing they talk about, giving people a fish or teaching them to fish. We're not into the fish eating, but in a sense, I taught them to fish. Now you see, if we can implement that sort of principle or technique into the society, you know, the children themselves would guide themselves to a betterment. They would choose their own careers. Nobody has to force them or choose for them. You know, once you teach them from early how to apply their skills. Now look at this. This is the trailer. This was also done by the Honorable Prince. Check it, the trailer for the movie. It got me there. Anu, the ancient city. Remember, you can see that right on our YouTube channel. Look at here. Watch full documentary. Once you press the link, the tab will open and you'll be able to watch the full documentary of Anu Ancient and Modern. Blessing everyone who will be watching on Instagram. Blessing everyone on the TikTok as well, Facebook also. So you comprehend where we are, family. And I'm only showing this to you, as I said a moment ago, within the preserve the generations to come, we need to utilize the young ones that have these skills. We need to utilize the old ones that are trained in these skills to teach the young ones that have the skills. There are many amongst us that have the finite skills as it relates to the digital work. Not myself. I've made a few movies. It's myself and the prince that made a pediment. We're not professionals, but it came out okay. But there are those who are professionals amongst us, those who may not give their life to the works like me, but you can employ them, you can pay them to teach children to make proper documentaries. You can gather the young ones together in afternoon classes. You can gather the young ones together, even at school, create a whole curriculum around that, where you start to evolve to a higher level of teaching the young ones how to create video games. That's what they love, video games. But you can put within the video games African history. You can put within the video games African heritage. You can put within the digital games African culture. That is what the preserve the generations to come is all about. Not running away from technology, not running away from the modern world. You've got to apply the modern world if you want to get the modern generation, if you want to get the young minds. This is just one aspect of it. All right, let us continue. So again, as you can see, we are finalists internationally for work that is not even professional. Let me just put it like that, but professional still. Let me not dampen my work, but you understand where I'm coming from. So just imagine if we can do this on this level now. That is why we put this to our government. That is why we put this to our people, so that we can implement this on a grander scale. Not no little, essay competition and maybe 30 or 40 people enter. What is that? And you have thousands upon thousands upon thousands of children going to school. And then you hear them talking about, oh, the children need laptops, the children need laptops, and the children need laptops. I wonder if you understand what I'm saying. But then just to promote our event, just to promote our agenda, that alone, the budget for that alone is large. Just to promote it, to get the word out. Flyers and pamphlets and banners and ads on the radio and TV. It's finance. And that's why we began by reading the selected speeches of the God of Gods, Haile Selassie, to show you that higher education must come with financing. Let me read this again while I continue. And in conclusion, as I have just mentioned, We at the Priest Isaacs Institute, and before I go on, let me just remind everyone how you can donate. For those who are coming in, this is a fundraising event for the campaign entitled Preserve the Generations to Come. I know it has gone on for a bit. If you're just coming in, I would advise you watch this from the beginning. If not, it's going to be re-premiered at least 2 to 3 times before the setting of the sun tomorrow, which will be the 26th of August. Because after the sunset, you can still contribute. I mean, if you're hearing this after the sunset, please don't make it deter you from contributing. And the sunset means Monday, the 26th. But you see, when you contribute, we're going to match your contribution with one of our products and services. And that will be your choice too. We're not giving you what we want to give you. So you may have always wanted to enroll your young ones in the international homeschool program. Depending on which one, it may be $200, $250 for the annual program, which is a very good price. But you may say, hey, I want to contribute to the efforts that the Honorable Priest is highlighting. Very good. So once you contribute to that, you desire the international homeschool program as not no barter, we are matching your contribution with our products and service. So if that's what you want, that's what you get once it comes up to the budget that you would have contributed. I show you understand. So if you contribute $300 and you want $300 worth of food from our food store, cashew nuts, almond nuts, honey, agave, it's up to you. Once we can do that balance, that is yours. If you contribute 1,000 and you say, man, I want to come down for the summer solstice, the winter solstice, pardon me, in December, and whatever the $1,000 would cover, I'm just using that figure, but of course, that sort of trip, your accommodation, your food, your transportation, the hikes, the banquet, the lectures, more than likely it will cover something like that, $1,000. Say that's your contribution, and it covers the trip, covers your the full all-inclusive package. Well, that's it. So your contribution, I'm trying to show you, towards the Preserve the Generations to Come. That's where it's going, to the Preserve the Generations to Come project. We will put it there, but we will still give you, in a sense, that's coming off of us, which it always does. That's not a problem. We will still give you the equal in our goods and our services as well. So we are very thankful again, Royal Family, for those who have already contributed. All you have to do, you can email us, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com, or you can open the magazine, as I said, and you can see it's simple. You have the donate page, and you can use your Visa, MasterCard, CashApp, PayPal, Zelle, some other stuff. Was this flex? You can flex however you want to flex. Everything is there for you to make your transition quite simple. I know that even right on the YouTube, you can also, for those of you who understand that whole technology there, you can make your contribution with the right here in the chat as well, the super chat, as well as in the comments as well. All of that stuff is available for those who understand. So we are asking for your contribution and your assistance in this program. Now, the reason why we highlighted what is taking place here is because it's all around that. As I said, that's the reason why we decided to go straight ahead with this campaign. The campaign has always been on, but in the light of the situation on the island, and of course the uptick in the crime and the violence, and you obviously see your brothers on the front line of it. What we're doing here today is something that will be viewed internationally by many. So you can understand for sure the seriousness of it. All right, let me continue here. As I said, looking to conclude, please, Tiger with your brother. Some say, bear with me, Tiger with me. As I just mentioned, we at the Priest Isaacs Institute of Holistic Knowledge facilitate an international homeschool program. This program is an online program and can be accessed anywhere on earth. My point here is that we need to utilize technology on, online programs, games, and even animated cartoons can be created to stimulate and hold the interest of the youth while edifying him or her. We will utilize our skilled young people in our society to design books, to create short documentary films, and to even produce video games that can be utilized in the early stages of learning. Of course, the art of reading plus wholesome reading is very important. Instead of the European fables and nursery rhymes, we have enough resources to create or to source the materials needed to guide the young mind of the child towards higher education. Now, from a very early age, we will implement yoga and Tai Chi into the schools. From a very early age, we can do that, eh? From a very early age, we don't have to really wait on them to do that, eh? From a very early age, we will implement yoga and Tai Chi into the schools. Both arts will be of great benefit to the child as they grow. The school meals programs must be totally reorganized with the counsel and advice of a professional nutritionalist who is an expert in plant-based food. What our children consume affects not just the body, but mind, soul, and spirit. African languages like Swahili and Twi will also be introduced at the preschool level. Also, the higher sciences such as astronomy, biology, and chemistry here at the preschool level. I wonder if you understand me. At the preschool level, these subjects including maths, will have songs and visual animations prepared to encourage greater outcomes regarding learning in the classroom that is fun and enjoyable. Let us be honest here. The global educational system is not designed to educate the children of royal descent, of their ancestry. This is why the recent history of our sojourn outside of Africa is very important. Hence, Caribbean history is an extension of African history. Just like African history and heritage, a new rigorous curriculum will be created to guide the teaching of the true history of Antigua and Barbuda. From preschool to university, there are several books on our history in the Caribbean, and we will utilize our skillful human resources to create the relevant books and documentaries, and will as well as other materials of learning that are needed. I'm just trying to go through quick so I don't, keep you too long with this. Our elders, hear this, man. Our elders and those who have preserved the information are our archives and will be utilized in the building of the curriculum. This curriculum particularly will need very special attention, as it will be a tedious task of not just gathering information, but comparing and contrasting the various testimonies that our research will gather. We at the Priest Isaacs Institute of Holistic Knowledge has been hosting an ongoing Afrocentric essay competition every February, March for more than a decade. The essay competition encourages children to investigate and research their African history, heritage, and culture. It also couples their research and their ability to express the information on paper. This process will obviously increase their knowledge and interest in their heritage. If African history and heritage was not already a part of the if African history and heritage was already a part of the education program, it would be a part of the curriculum. As it is not, the current methodology is to gather prizes that will excite the youth to research the topic that may not even interest them. This will be an annual event as a part of the education program and its annual budget. So in a nutshell, I just said what I was saying all of the time before. You know, we don't have no African history and heritage in school, so we create an extracurriculum activity, but we would like the extracurriculum activity to be a part of the curriculum of the school. As you see the methodology, the current methodologies to gather prizes, the method to gather prizes that will entice the youths and excite them to research and write upon a topic that may not interest them. Like, for example, the topic is always, what does African history mean to me? A child. Doesn't mean a thing to me, but I would like to get that brand new laptop you have over there. How much words you say I have to write, sir? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, at least it's a spark. It would begin. But if our culture was that, you don't have to worry about the spark. We have gas to throw on that spark. Now, check how I put this. This is just a basic outline of what will become of a very precise curriculum designed for all ages. The government of Antigua and Barbuda can contract myself. I'm showing them how to implement this now. The government of Antigua and Barbuda can contract myself as a director of Afrocentric studies and chief motivator. In a nutshell, I will create the administrative details and a clear plan going forward. A people without knowledge of themselves is like a tree without roots. Let me show you this, royal family. This is quite important even for the discussion. Now, for those who are watching, just to give you a quick idea, and I'm going to look to wrap up soon. Now, this is just the cover. This is one of our latest projects. In a few days, maybe by tomorrow, I will be releasing 2 brand new children books. These are ebooks. Now you may say, oh, children don't want to read nothing, and they're going to read these books. Now, I'm not in the position to show you now, but just stick close to Radio Anu TV, and I'll be giving you a demonstration very soon. These are not ordinary books. We're going to have a Kiswahili book, and we're going to have a Little Tiger talking book. You hear what the book name? Talking book. When the child, now many children, many parents give their children tablets and their cellular phones as digital pacifiers. Some of you do that. Don't tell me no. I know you do that. Okay, good. Now you notice a moment ago when we were in the magazine, we would have just played the video right on the magazine screen. All right. That's what these books are all about. So you can just give the child a tablet. Now, I'm not encouraging you to give children tablets to play with, but the point I'm making is it's a digital world, and I know many of you give them these devices, even to put them in front of a laptop or a desktop computer to entertain them. Many of you do that. So my first Little Tiger talking book is a flip book. I'm not going to flip it for you now. It's a flip book. And inside, you have all the beautiful pictures in color. We're going to be talking about the birds, the bees, the rocks, the rainbows, our African heroes, Kwame Nkrumah, Marcus Garvey, all of that information is inside of the book. But when the child flips the book, just like how you flip the book, you yourself like to flip the magazine. Wow, this is nice. When your child flips the book, right away, the book will start to talk to them. This is an ostrich. Pardon me, I'm hitting up my mic. This is an ostrich. This is a penguin, and teach them everything about the ostrich. Teach them everything about the penguin, and hear what I'm saying, This is going to be in digital form. So when you see us speak about this in Preserve the Generations to Come, we already have an idea of what we are talking about. So in other words, you have the key Swahili words, you know, we have the key Swahili book that will be coming out. So when the child opens the book, and remember, these are flip books, and the child is going to say, wow, that is beautiful. You get what I'm saying? So just imagine how much they will enjoy, how much they will full joy the book now when they see that every flip is a video that they can, you know, full joy. Let me give you an example. So when they flip the book, and some of these videos are coming straight from our international homeschool program, and all the people that are on our international homeschool program, everyone will get the copies of the flip book free whilst you're on the international homeschool program. So this is an example of a video that the child sees when they flip the page. This is just one video. Every page is a new video. Rainbow. Blessed love. Today we are going to speak about rainbows. Do you know what's a rainbow? Have you ever seen a rainbow? Rainbows are multicolored arcs. Yes, arcs. That's like a line that bends into a semicircle. Rainbow are multicolored arcs that form in the sky and are formed when sunlight shines through the water droplets. As a result, light reflects off the water, bends, this is called refraction, and then it splits. This creates the beautiful lights that we see in a rainbow. When sunlight shines through the water droplets, it splits into 7 colors. The 7 colors of the rainbow are you ready? Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. In the scientific world, this is referred to as a light spectrum. Very good. Yes, royal family. So you see for yourself exactly what I'm speaking about. And again, that is my first Little Tiger talking book. At least dozen plus videos inside of the book. You flip the page and the book is talking to you. The child will be, hey, rainbow. The child will be hummingbird. The child will be tiger. The child will just full joy it and flip it. And the child will be literally controlling it for themselves, pressing the button and yay. And it will encourage them to read, because you will also have the text that will accompany the video. This is what I'm talking about, family. Now, these are our personal works here, but I'm trying to show you what we are asking to be implementing is what we are already doing, and we're providing this service to many. That's why I said, okay, for example, all of those who are on the international homeschool program, they're going to get these books free, the Key Swahili books free. Many of them would have already encountered the videos, but now that it's put in a book form, the child or children would full joy it more. You see what I'm saying? You know, the magazine that we created, no one has to buy the magazine. You know, and within the magazine, there's so many documentaries that we would have created as well. In fact, let me highlight this too. You know, just previous evening, I had a discussion with a minister of government, and I'm telling you straight, it has to do with the society, because the society, really, people still have a kind of hatred for Rastaman, Rastafari. You may be wondering where I'm going now. Well, you know that in Antigua, the cannabis sativa would have been decriminalized to some degree, small quantities. And of course, the Rastafari community in general has been given a certain level of immunity as it relates to the cannabis. Now, I don't want to take too long as it relates to that. Now, from the very moment that we got wind that the cannabis is going to be decriminalized, I myself, again, as always, would have written to the government as it relates to putting together an educational program, because I know what would have come. I know what the future held for the herb being freed up to some degree. Now, many people blame the crime and violence on the herb, which obviously, now, come on, man. Killers tell me that they do not smoke herb when they're going to do a hit. Because if they smoke herb, they will change their minds. So I'm not even getting into that argument. But still, to ward off the ill thoughts of society, we as Rastafari, we need to be wise as well. We are the educators. The cannabis belongs to us. The ganja is ours. And that is why I am working on a rigorous program to create a whole curriculum around the edification of ganja. I mean, I would have also reached out to the authority that has to do with the cannabis medical situation. But with or without, we are on the mission. Now, what I'm going to show to you, family, this is a trailer for a documentary that I am currently working on, directly dealing with the sacred mint. Check it out.
Dawn of humanity, the universe has provided from the dawn of humanity, the universe has provided for man and woman a plant of renown, the tree of life, the healing of the nation, cannabis sativa. From ganja pollen found in the tomb of Ramesses II, to hemp fiber in the temple of Akhenaten, Confucius' canon of rites, the Rig Veda, and the writings of Zoroaster label cannabis as a sacred plant. Marijuana, Mafaizan in the Orient. It is the spiritual plant of Rastafari. The sacred mint, our sacrament.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, order your copy today. The sacred mint, our sacrament. So yes, family, that's a documentary that we're working on. And as I said, you have to, bring it to the young ones, bring it to the young minds, bring it to the youth in the way that they can understand it. You understand? So people like to see colors, children like to see moving parts. Imagine a beautifully done documentary that teaches you about the sacrament, that teaches you about the history of the herb, that teaches you about the chemical makeup of the plant, scientifically, historically, even geopolitically, why it has been criminalized and why propaganda would have come across to even stamp it out. All of this is important for people to understand. Remember, they are traumatized just like the Rastaman, the people traumatized too because of the brutalization that we would have received just for associating ourselves with the sacred mint. So in a society like this, an educational program, a rigorous, well thought out educational program is needed. Royal family, I know many of you watching are right here in Antigua. You obviously know that your brother, I'm talking about myself, can be of much more benefit to this society. In fact, I could be of much more benefit to the world. You see? Yeah. But you see, sometimes, again, that's why you bring things to those who are in charge. But you know who's really in charge? You in charge. The people in charge. You understand? That's why nothing moves without the economy. And that's why you see, if we understand the importance of education, all that I've been speaking about here is education. Even when it comes to the gun crime, if you notice, I didn't take no long time talking about gun crime, gun crime, gun crime. I'm talking about edification of the mind and setting programs in order to literally catch and in a sense, to use the term, arrest the mind of the child as such, and take the psychology and bring it to a higher level. But you see, with all of these distractions in their way, yeah, that's why I said at the beginning, the education is not just in the school. That education alone is faulty. That education alone is problems. Much more so the education that's outside of the schools, that's on the TV, that's on Facebook, that's on Instagram. Oh my, that's on TikTok, that's on BET, that's on whatever else people be watching, that's on CNN, that's on Fox News, and the rest of them. Yeah, all of that is education lies. News is lies. You know, nobody telling you what's really going on in Sudan. We're not even aware of what's really happening in Somalia, in Tigray, in Ethiopia, but it's Gaza and Ukraine. Yeah, all of that is miseducation, or education, if you want to call it that. So that is why we have to understand where we are, coming from our enslavement, colonialism, and neocolonialism, and where we are now. You understand? That is why we have to support each other in the march forward, especially when you can see with your eyes that, yeah, something going on here. That's why I said at the beginning, I'm not here to try to convince no one of what is being done. I'm just reaching out to my tribe, people that can see what I am doing, people that obviously see the benefits. Some of you have reaped the benefits from what we are doing. This is not something I'm proposing, or give me a try, or give me a chance. Let me show you what I can do. We have been doing it for a while now. We just want to take it to another level. That's all. You understand? And I must say, the impetus for this fundraiser really was the height of criminal activity and killing and everything taking place amongst the youth, you know? And I really believe, again, that as a society, number one, the governments should really embrace the ideas that we have to offer. Because I think I have proven myself now over the years. That's why naysayers don't even affect me, because nobody have nothing on me. You understand what I'm saying? Even those of you who work with I and invested in our programs, you have reaped the benefits. Those of you on the international homeschool programs, those of you who are on the different courses, those of you who would have visited me, you see for yourself what we are doing around here. Those of you who have taken the time to come up to Greencastle Hill, which is a next battle, all by itself. So many things, royal family, that we are doing for the liberation of our people. I'm just asking that you assist us financially in the project, preserve the generations to come. This is an emergency as it relates to our generations to come and the generations that are here. Now, obviously, you can see that we have the ability to implement things. We have the ability to strategize and set agendas and get them working. Give thanks. So if we're really a family, if we're really a tribe, we need to come together. That is why a lot of what we do is just for free, if you want to say. We take our time. We were in the cave for a month and a half to prepare that magazine so people could full joy. As you can see, we're putting together, children books so children could really, from a young age, the fact that they are already in the little television, the little screen, will give them something sensible to look at. Give them key Swahili words for them to remember. Yeah, my family. Come on, man. Those of us who say we're Rastafari and Emmanuel and all of that. This Haile Selassie, that's why I read this, and I'm going to read it again. Haile Selassie is the Minister of Education. He left the education department in our hands. How many of us are really concerned with educating the nation of children? How many? Let's be honest. And if you're not doing it, those who you see doing it with your eyes, you should assist them. Give thanks. I'm going to read this once more. Taken from Selected Speeches, Emperor Haile Selassie I, His Imperial Majesty. And the king says, education is costly, and higher education is the most costly of all. But it is also an investment, a very profitable investment. And the money spent in coordinating, strengthening, and expanding higher education in Ethiopia is well invested. Those who have eyes can see. We are proud of our people's recognition of the value of education. Give thanks. I am proud of those who recognize it too. Their concerted effort in the building of schools and other social activities, like all that we perform, the social activities, is most gratifying. Educational institutions, unlike business enterprises, do not exist and operate for profits in dollars and cents. They exist to perform public services, and they are judged by the effectiveness and economy with which they perform these services. To the Board of Governors, to the administrators, we recommend economy so that the benefits of the university can be enjoyed by as many of our young men and women as possible. So family, let me seal by saying, remember that you can visit the website, you can browse through the stores. In fact, I'm going to give you a good idea of what we have to offer. Whether it's your natal chart, you can get your natal chart reading. I think that's just about $200, in-depth natal chart, or $175. You can get the ancient astronomy course. Family, I encourage you to get that course for your child. You know, it's not a part of the homeschool program. It's really for adults, you know, but I'm interested in the children, especially the teenagers. You can get that ancient astronomy course for them. Trust me, you're not doing them nothing wrong by exposing them to that. You know, you can get your jerseys, your jackets, your sweaters. I'm going to show you some of that in a moment. Again, remember we have vacation, studycation packages. Our Astronomy course coming up in November. You can visit the magazine for all of that information too. Depending on your contribution, the contribution can cover that. As well as so many other things, our cooking classes, our fine dining experience, yoga classes, many different things that we offer right here at the Institute. Our books, if you're making a $10 donation, we have anything for $10? I think we do. I'm just trying to show you. But I mean, we're looking for more than $10 donations, family. Let's be straight. No, I'm very serious. I give thanks for what you have, eh? We give thanks. Trust me. The widow's mite, it's called. But many of us can give more than the widow's mite. Eh? I'm very serious. There's a phrase that says, a man's heart is in his pocket. Meaning that people spend money on the things that is dear to their heart. Well, I can tell you, I know what I invest my finance in, and you see it. I'm telling you, you see it. So family, give thanks for your presence. Of course, remember, let me just, before we go, take you again to the magazine. You can just email us. Remember, Priest Isaac Institute at gmail.com. Priest Isaac Institute at gmail.com. You can donate right on the website too. And of course, the magazine is also on the website for those maybe saying, how I get this magazine. It's right in the link in the description below, you know. Yeah, the magazine is there. It's there for everyone. Just open it and find the page, the donation page, donate now. You can use any one of those, Visa, MasterCard, PayPal, I think CashApp and some other stuff, and I think you can all MoneyGram and Western Union too. Whatever it is, just contact us, email us if there's any issue, and we'll get that done. And remember, we would match your contribution if you want, because you may say, hey man, I don't want nothing, man, I just contributed. Fair enough, that's the real spirit. But we will match your contribution with a product or service, or services or products, and that match is until the 6 p.m. Eastern Caribbean time on Monday the 26th. So once you contribute before that, you can just tell us what you desire from our store, you get it. But after that, I mean, you can buy it from the store after that. Don't get me wrong. After 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, you can still come and say, hey, I have $200. I would like to buy this, that, and the third. Fair enough, but you must understand that that is not the contribution that will be just going towards whatever it is that you are buying. Or you can come and say, I have a $200 contribution, but at that time, you would not be able to get we would not be able to match the gift for you, not unless you get a special consideration, let's put it that way, that can be done. But obviously you can see that will be something on our part as well, just to show you how much we're meeting the people halfway. Family, do give thanks. As we always say, if you know your Bible and you do not know your history, the knowledge of your Bible will become a mystery, Remember to click the link in the description for those who are not listening on Radio Anu, and meet us on Radio Anu right now, as we are going to be going into some depths within the tiger's nest. And remember, it takes some real eyes to realize the real lies that are amongst us. Yes, family, join me on Radio Anu. The link is in the description below, and I'm going to give you an idea of all what you can get for your contribution. Blessed love. Very thankful. Give thanks.
What are you wearing? What are you wearing? What are you wearing? Visit us, PriestIsaacInstitute.com.
It's the Winter Solstice Extravaganza, a festival unlike any other in the world. Join us for 5 days and 5 nights in the Caribbean island of Antigua. Experience our beaches, our historic island tours, splendid accommodations, and our plant-based meals. And of course, the sunrise and the sunset hike to the Stonehenge of the Caribbean, Green Castle Hill, Mount Anu, amongst the megaliths that align with the stars. Reserve your spot today and join us from Wednesday the 18th to Sunday the 22nd of December 2024 for the Winter Solstice Extravaganza. Visit our website, PriestIsaacInstitute.com, or email us, PriestIsaacInstitute@gmail.com.
Are you interested in learning ancient astronomy, archaeoastronomy, or astrotheology? Well, the Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge is now offering certified courses in the field of astronomy, covering all the above mentioned. Sign up now for our online courses or visit us in Antigua in the Caribbean for 7 days and 7 nights of practical underground research, plus archaeoastronomical observation on Green Castle Hill. You will learn how to identify the stars, the constellations, and the planets, as well as their makeup and their value. This will be a studycation. Enroll today by visiting our website, PriestIsaacInstitute.com, or sending us an email, priestisaacinstitute@gmail.com or search us out on TripAdvisor. The Priest Isaac's Institute of Holistic Knowledge, Ancient Astronomy, Archaeoastronomy, and Astrotheology, the wave of the future. Prosperity is a herbal remedy that has been naturally designed to nourish the prostate gland. Prosperity uses a combination of leaves, roots, and barks to create a tincture designed to nourish your prostate gland. It also will assist in prostate-related issues such as erectile dysfunction, swollen prostates, and problems related to the passage of urine. Call or WhatsApp 728-8289, 728-8289 and get your bottle today. Prosperity.